welcome to today's Thrive Show. My name is Kim O'Neill, and today I have with me here Barbara Alexander. Barbara has spent 20 years in the corporate world helping companies implement change and performance improvement, and today helps corporate women learn how to step away from the desk and realign with their soul through outdoor retreats and coaching. And Barbara, it's exciting to have you here today. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So we are in for just a very brief conversation today. So I want to get right into it and ask you, when you were in the corporate world, you were very driven and goal-oriented, and you say that you ended up feeling like you were living two separate lives. And I know that that can be a very common experience for some women. What would you say leads to a feeling of that split energy?
Yeah, that's a great question. The things that lead to it is the way we're raised and wanting to do a good job, get good grades in school, please our parents. And as we grow up and we get in careers, we're given goals by the management, corporate executives. And when we meet those goals and we keep striving and we get better and better as in our careers, we get this feeling of accomplishment. But as you continue to accomplish, if you're not also attuned to your heart as you grow up, as you expand as a person, you lose who you are. And I've worked with so many women that have had this same experience. They have been very successful in their careers, but in their soul, they feel empty. They feel like somewhere along the way, they lost who they really are. And there's a process that we can go through, seeing life as our laboratory, right? Seeing it as everything is good, everything happens for a reason. And when the timing is right, when you realize that you're separated from your heart and soul of life and busy on the goals and accomplishment side of life, that there's a path to get you back, to really find that balance again. And I think that's what I needed. And I think there's a lot of people out there that can resonate with that same experience.
I completely agree with that. Yes. So you talk about the sacred void. Yeah. What is that?
Okay. For me, the sacred void was, I knew, first of all, I didn't have any support going through that time. I just had this inner meltdown. I hadn't been any more successful in my life than I was at that moment, but I was so empty on the inside. And so I quit. I stopped everything. And I just sat there, and being a goal-oriented person, I didn't know, well, what are my goals now? Like, what am I going to do? And I didn't know. And I prayed about it. I opened myself up to asking for help and support, but I didn't hear that Charlton Heston voice. It was like, good going, now we're going to do this with your life and make a difference in the world, right? So I had to sit in that place of not knowing and the fear and frustration that comes from that until I learned how to find peace in the not knowing place. And that's the whole key around this sacred void times in our life, because it's not just once that we have to make these decisions that are life altering, and we don't always know what's on the other side. We hope it's better, but we don't know what it is. So that's what I meant by the sacred void.
I love that. And so having come from the corporate world and knowing what that life is like, how do you define success today? What is your new definition, and how did you discover it?
Yeah. So I went on this journey of self-awareness, of trying to figure out, what did I want? What was fun for me? And I didn't know, because all of my spare time was work. And I loved what I did, but I didn't play. I didn't have a whole lot of hobbies. I didn't really have any hobbies now I think about it. And I just was doing a good job as a mom and as a wife and as a career woman, and traveling all over the world. And I didn't have time. I didn't give it much thought. I put myself on the back burner. So being able to have all this quiet time in this sacred void, I thought, what is it I want? What do I want to do? What's fun for me? And so I realized I wanted more joy in my life. I wanted more authentic connection, genuine connection with people in their hearts. I didn't want to have superficial conversations. So for me, it was a soulful journey. It was learning how to live a soulful life versus a life of production and accomplishment and goals. Yeah.
And what would you say for a person who's coming from the energy of that corporate world, or a very hectic, busy life where they're always on that back burner and that's their norm.
Right.
And then flipping that switch and now starting to prioritize themselves and go within. What would you say really supports a person being able to
do that?
Make that change.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people out there, coaches out there, people who can help you, programs. What you're doing, which is such a blessing to everybody, is by offering things that people can go to and try to do themselves. What I really found was the most powerful for me was to stop focusing on what I didn't want. Stop focusing on the things that weren't working, or my fears about what wasn't going to happen when I didn't have that big check coming in every, 2 weeks or month. Be able to say to yourself, what do I want? I want alignment with my heart. I want more joy in my life. I want freedom. I want comfort, for sure. Money is important, but have it come to me in a way that brings me inner balance and peace. And how can I co-create in a way that's going to support my spirit? Those are the things that we need to ask. Those are the questions, not, oh my God, now what? I can't do this, but I don't know what, right? Tuning into what our heart is calling us towards. And to me, that links to joy. What is it that brings me joy? So, yeah.
Would you say that the average person who's in the process of making that change places high enough value on joy?
I don't think so. I mean, I didn't. My value was placed on my income, my reaching my career goals, and working hard to do a good job and be the best I could be, but I really wasn't. My goals were wrong. And joy or play, at least for many of the women I've worked with over the years, I do experiential learning. So it's physical awareness, somatic awareness in their body. So I literally can take you through an experience. Here, I can do this with you if you want. I just thought of something.
Yes, okay, great.
Okay. So if you just close your eyes for a second and take a deep breath and get grounded where you are, feet on the floor, kind of let go of all thoughts of all the things you have to do or are getting done. And bring your attention into your body and just notice what wants to activate when I say the word work. And when you have that, open your eyes. And you can do this with me. Where in your body wanted to activate?
Well, it's interesting. I actually did get it here around my heart center, but I got this visual of like this cross, like work, like it has to be hard work.
Yeah, because a lot of us think we have to work hard in order to accomplish. Boy, that is a whole nother discussion that I've unwound. Okay, so let's do this one more time. Close your eyes, feet flat on the ground, take a deep breath. Drop down into your body and see where it wants to activate when I say joy.
That went a lot deeper. That went deeper into the sacral chakra area for me.
Yeah. We all want to have joy. What I have found with a lot of people, especially those that are really driven, A-type personalities, when I say joy or play's even worse. When I say play, there's a void. There's like nothingness. So for all those out there that maybe went along with us and tried to do this, if there was a nothingness, don't worry. It's because we haven't plucked those strings in a very long time. Probably not since we were kids.
I love that you mentioned that, Barbara, because yes, I completely agree. There definitely was a time where I would not have been able to tap into something. So I completely agree with that. For anybody with us today, to not compare and to notice that if you're getting nothing, that's something. It leads to what you're sharing with us today. that is an opening to more of that joy and something deeper. So that was great.
Yes. Yeah. Because truly, at least for me, that is the only measure of real success and fulfillment in our life. I once heard, they said on somebody's deathbed, and it was someone famous, forgive me for not being able to remember who it was, but what do you wish you had done? Any regrets? And it was never work more. We have all heard that. It was never work more. But yet, here we go, accomplishing and being good, trying to do a good job. And I invite you to try to be the best human you can be, to be the most compassionate, loving, open, with good boundaries. That's really, you can't have real compassion without having healthy boundaries, which means we have to learn how to take care of ourselves in that process.
Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and expertise with us today, Barbara. This was wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
It's so nice to be here.
Likewise. And thank you to our audience for being with us today. We hope that you found value in today's conversation.
Thank you.